Hello and thank you for joining me. I'm Jess from Eyeofaseer and I'm here with Wisdom Wednesday. This video series has been inspired by one of my guides, Odin, Norse god, one-eyed wanderer, the All-Father. He's a true seeker of wisdom and giving his eye for knowledge. I, as a seer, can definitely understand and appreciate that, as I have an issue with one of my eyes. But I understand that comes with the territory. As one sight gets dimmer, the other gets brighter. And I definitely value that very much. So along with my Wisdom Wednesdays, I definitely love to express the information that I receive as a seer. In my transmission videos, I like to explain the energy that has been coming in like a forecast. So an energy forecast. What's coming into the planet, what has arrived on the planet, what we should take heed and warning of. And hey, this is going to be the energy weather. Those are my transmission videos. I also have another new collection of videos called Unspoken Prophecies. Now, these are something I've been afraid to speak about, things that are serious in nature, can create panic. In the past, I have tried to alter or stop a serious event that I had received, and it still happened. So that was very difficult to handle, but also was a valuable lesson and trust within my ability that what I am seeing is real and going to happen. So my unspoken prophecies, I explain more information, planetary, for the planet, for the collective at whole. Something that could sometimes cause panic or hysteria. My last one was Gaia Crisis, and please by all means go back and view that. In the comments, in the description below from that video, I have the first video I recorded months prior to that, when the information started coming in, that I had to get down and express, because with my ability, there's one common factor with serious situations that cause panic like that, is the feeling it gets. It gives me this certain unexplainable, I only understand it because it relates to that first traumatic scenario that I couldn't alter. So each time I have that feeling, I know it's serious. There will be another video released on the Unspoken Prophecies within the next 6 months. 6 to 9 months I was being told to release it. So be on the look for that. Look out for that. Sorry. A little channeling brain right now. So back to the video at hand. The Way of the Witch and the Way of the Witch Hunter. This is my Wisdom Wednesday focal point right now. This is something that is very, to me, dire, because I feel that understanding the threat is definitely something we should understand. Maybe putting that light bulb in your head or question or, oh my God, that's why that happened. This is something I like to instill in people because I want people to wake up. A lot of what I do is based in magic. My practice is rooted in alchemy and also the elements. This is generational, ancestral. I do a lot of ancestral karma clearing. This is something that's been coming very clear with many of people around me, with the collective at large. We're in a time now, yes, we're in a higher vibe, yes, a higher dimensional vibration, but yes, there's still threats. We live in a generation and time now where we're not getting burned at the stake as witches. But yes, there's still threats. There's still witch hunters. There's still those jealous of the power we hold. There's some that are awakening into the witches that they are, male and female. And the more darker magicians and witches are envious of this. They're almost acting as if they can help guide you, but in turn are stealing your power. There are witch hunters that are incarnating as witches without any power at all, except the falsified thought that they have some, and then trying to lead others into their fire as they open up portals of things they are unaware of. There's many things afloat at this time. Witches and witch hunters have been karmically linked for centuries. A lot of it is rooted in fear. The ability that we can tap into within this earth, the magic that runs through it, the magic that runs through us. Some that cannot perceive this become fearful of this and unwilling to understand, learn, or try to perceive. So this is what we can base a witch hunter on. Generations and generations. That's a basic description of, I feel, how we can explain it. So another thing I've noticed with the ancestral karma clearing that I've been doing, not just with myself, but also with clients, is it's happening so quickly that it's almost creating alternate timelines, lineage lines. I've expressed in other videos, I've expressed in posts that I want to say 2 months ago or something, it was probably right before New Year's, that the ancestral karma lines are clearing and breaking off because of the magic that's running through our planet at this time. That Atlantis energy, that organic technology that's been awakened on this planet. Atlantis sinking was more of a metaphor for its destruction. It's reactivated on this planet. So that magic is running through this planet, and we're tapping into it constantly. Witches and non-witches, witch hunters alike, everyone is tapping into it. So what that is in store for us at this time, I think most of you have noticed that there's been some kind of interference, almost as if the lights went out. A power cord was pulled from the other side. Not even. It was still on. There was just interference, static. So something I want to express with, that Atlantis energy awakening on the planet, the witch hunter energy that's always been on this planet while witches have been alive. Back in the Atlantis time, the energy was so technologically organic and flowing through everything. There were dark magicians in envy of it, trying to infiltrate those who had that power or ability to manipulate it. So the karma lines of that is that they in turn reincarnate into said witch hunters, darker magicians, and it keeps going. Another thing I've noticed as that karma incarnates, the less it's cleared. We're now in a time frame where witch hunters are incarnated to think that they are witches, but they actually don't have any powers. So that's kind of scary, and it's definitely, shown more and more how mainstream magic is. And I know anybody with that practices discernment, even develop the clairs or has an an ability with discerning magically and understanding darker versus lighter and versus gray. What calls to you, what doesn't call to you. What could create karma for you. That's discernment. Do you know if you light a candle by someone else, is that going to create good or bad karma for you? Is it going to help you? Is it going to cause more problems? Do you understand that? Are you one with yourself to realize that? Mainstream media, the fact that spell work and witchcraft and such is becoming so mainstream, it becomes a little dangerous in that matter, because you're almost utilizing, whether it be mass production of items, which we all know from the Ouija board doesn't create good spaces, or are you receiving items from someone who has no magic within them, or is jumping on a mainstream bandwagon and thinks that they've excelled of 10 years of study within 6 months, and don't understand the art of creating sacred space while creating magical product, and don't know what they're putting in that product and churning it into a dark object, unwillingly knowing, or they're producing something of a novelty. Still tough, because it could have some intention, but you're putting it there, so you might as well just get a Yankee Candle and do the same. But my point is, the dangerous factor of that is some without the knowledge and study of the occult and the training necessary, the ancestral lineage learning, things like that. When that access isn't gained, that knowledge isn't laid out for you or understood. Do you understand what you're tapping into? Do you understand the magic or the unbalance that's happening because you're not tipping it in the correct favor? You don't understand the basic elements needed to practice it. But because you see it's a love spell, you want it. I'm sorry, as a practicing witch and creator of magical product, I will never force anyone to fall in love with you. That is against common will. Like, I will never bend someone's will. That's not what I do. I will help you create more self-love for yourself, and then in turn that will attract love in your life. But bending someone's will is not bending balance. Making balance. It's actually tipping the balance out of balance. It's just not right. But not being educated or having the envious nature of a witch hunter. And the main problem with witch hunters back then is that they didn't want witches to have that power. They didn't want others to have more power than them. Some say that witches created the witch trials to take the attention off themselves. I know in some of my past lives, there's definitely, in some cultures, I will say, it's definitely probably true. At least for some tribes or towns, I myself have had a past life with the Anglo-Saxon transition into the Christianity, that pre-Christian era. And that was difficult. And incarnated in this lifetime with the person who was the cause of that death. And the people that were in the coven with me then. Definitely the reason why I am not about covens in this lifetime. Solitary practitioner. I work with some people, but that's about it. My point here and what I want to explain is magic is running through everything, whether you know it or not, whether you believe it or not. You are affecting your reality, your life, on a constant, and it's magically induced. So now, what has to happen is knowledge has to be learned. Okay, you have to I always explain things like learning karate. You're not going to walk in the door and get a black belt. That's not how it works. You have to work your way up. That's how I teach my runes class. That's how you should learn magic. There needs to be a basis of your foundation. Taught by ancestors through your line of lineage, that's a great way. Your mother, your grandmother, they were practicing witches and you've learned things over the years from them. Beautiful foundation. Excel on that. Move forward with that. If you picked up your first crystal 6 months ago and now you want to do work for people and you've never taken a class at all, you need to think again. You know, I've been practicing for over 15 years on my own, professionally for a while now, and I still learn stuff. I still change up my magic. I still do things differently. I learn, I expand, I excel. You know, you got to start somewhere. And there's nothing wrong with that. But what I want everyone to understand is that now that the generation we're living in, and we're able to be practicing witches, we're able to be open about it, we're still going to be met with those who are fearful of it, who are going to try and stunt it in some way. They're either going to get you to try and silence it, which is where the discernment should come in, because you should know when and where to express, how to express. I myself have been learning a more philosophical way to explain to some to not induce fear, because there are many people that are fearful of the word witch when we are just natural healers and connected to this earth, and we're able to do things and perceive things on a level that others have trouble with. And that's okay. We all have it within us, and one day we might all wake up. But again, with the heeding of the warning, dark magicians can be born out of that as well. Dark magic can be created by those with that heart. The ego is a thing that should be released, and unfortunately, it's not always done. Measures should be taken. You should always stay internally protected, psychically protected, and physically protected. We're in a time of uncertainty. I feel a lot of it is due to the magic that has been induced on this planet. It's been happening for years now. It's been happening with a lot of national disasters. I will be doing a Unspoken Prophecies Gaia Crisis Part 2 because they have been showing me a little more of the timeline of this, especially with the snow and stuff that's been happening. So please be on the lookout for that. But I don't think we'll ever escape the witch hunter vibes. The only problem here now, I feel, and it's actually, just because we're not getting burned at the stake doesn't mean it's not just as bad, because you have people who are witch hunting other witchers, who are witches witch hunting other witches, who are so envious and jealous of what others are doing, and instead of focusing on who they are and what their path should be, they're trying to take down and destroy someone else's path, and someone who's worked for it. So it's not cool. There's a problem with boundaries, and many people do not understand boundaries and do not understand overstepping boundaries. With magic circulating the way it is at this time, that is going to be on a heavy influx. So, my advice to you is stay protected. If you need advice on that, please contact me, because I do consider myself a protection priestess, and I feel everyone should protect their space, their self, their family, and their workings. And if you need to understand a little more about that, please feel free to contact me. I do rune readings. I teach rune divination and runic magic. But again, you have to take cast 1 before you can take cast 2. But again, you'll find that all on my website. Please follow and like my YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. They are all Eye of a Seer. But you can find more information at Eyeofaseercreations.com. I have runes, organite, what else? Altar boxes. I might not have any in stock right now, actually. But again, we must stay protected and protect the magic within us. Because the witch hunters are out there, and they're masked as healers and light workers, your neighbors, and those you think are good to you, talk to you every day, but they'll turn you in just like the witch hunters of the old, because you are something they fear. Powerful. The unknown. It intimidates them. But don't allow it to stop you from being the true pure witch that you are. The pure heart that you are. And do what is right for yourself. Set the balance right. Learn, teach with the awareness of boundaries. Teach those who ask for help. Teach yourself when it's needed. And seek the teacher when you cannot teach yourself. I hope you all can understand this message. You may be seeing it. We just went through, I call, an energetic hibernation. We all thought we lost our powers, our abilities, or our connection to the other side for a little while. It was like the static, the interference. Because we're reawakening into this amazing future that is induced with magic. It's almost like we're about to take off on a rocket ship into another realm of existence. So are you ready? Are you frantically trying to snatch at things? Or are you staying calm and focused and realizing you didn't lose anything? That it's just developing, fine-tuning, and excelling. I know I've had talks with friends. I was getting my nails done the other day, and she's a medium. I'm a medium. When we sit down, we got to start recording ourselves, because what comes out of our mouths is strictly channeled messages, blah, 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 just coming right out. And we both were like, it's like, where'd my ability go? But wait, there it is. It's like you're playing Marco Polo, because it's there, but it's different, but it's the same, but it's new. And I know some of you understand what I mean right now, because we're opening up to layers of our senses that you guys never even could fathom before. The Egyptians used to say that we had over 100 senses. Some say that. I read it in a couple places. I truly believe that we have over 100 layers of each sense. And when you develop them, we are capable of the most amazing things, and that is tapping into magic. So, for all you good doers out there, right the wrongs. There's going to be a lot of darker energies, and there's going to be a lot of darker magicians. And don't allow them to manipulate you. There's going to be a lot of technology-induced energies. Don't let them manipulate you. Take the correct precautions. Learn to protect yourself. Again, if you have questions on how, please feel free to hit me up. The witches are in a new time, and it's a new way. Old things aren't going to work the same. We have to evolve and adapt to what's coming, because it's different than it used to be. But the witch hunter threat will always be there. Just because we're at a higher level of vibration doesn't mean there's not a threat. So please take heed in that and stay protected. Psychically, physically, magically. Anchor your space. Tap in and connect to your higher self. Communing and becoming one with yourself will help you understand and perceive your reality without the influence of others or other things. I hope you connected and resonate with this message, and please, if you do, feel free to share it, like it, contact me with questions, concerns. This energetic hibernation we just went through is lifting. We're about to wake up and be ready. Know your truth and stand in it. Claim your power and don't allow others to walk on it or take it. You're a powerful being and you're capable of anything. Remember that as the magic lives through you. I hope you all have a wonderful evening, morning, or afternoon, whenever you may be watching this. And please live in free will without bending the will of others. Because the karma you will create is not something I'm going to undo. Pay attention and be discerning. Peace, love, and blessings all. Night.